Okay, so let's talk about some of these questions on the people had an 11.5 worksheet. Start with number 5. Right, number 5, it gave us the foci, right? -1 and then 1 plus or minus 9 root 2. Okay, that's going to tell me then, since I'm trying to write the equation, this is going to tell me a couple things. It tells me my center is -1, 1. And it's telling me also that it's opening up in the y direction because the y is changing. So it's going to be y minus 1 squared minus x plus 1 squared. Okay. It also tells me that the value of c is 9 root 2. Okay. The second piece was points on the hyperbola are 18 units closer to one focus than the other. So that's telling us the difference. The common difference is 18, and we have to remember that the common difference is also equal to 2a. Right? So that means that a is 9. Okay, so if a is 9, that makes this 81. And then we remember that b squared equals c squared minus a squared. Excuse me, again, because it's a hyperbola. Right, and so that's 81 there. That is going to be 162. And so that's going to be 81. Hey, b squared is also 81. So there's my equation for it. So let me go on to number 9, right, since that was a short one. Right? Number 9, we're also going to write this conic section. Oh, it's really the same problem. So if you had trouble with number 9, then just look at number 5 and do the same technique as number 5. Right, really just different numbers. Excuse me. So let me go to number 10, right, for myself. So number 10 there, we have a vertex, -5, 2. It talks about the axis of symmetry. Okay, if it's talking about the axis of symmetry, then that is implying that it's going to be a parabola. The length of the lattice rectum. Okay. Equals 1 and a excuse me, it's less than 1. Okay, so we have a couple things. It talks about the lattice rectum. It also talks about the axis of symmetry. That's going to tell me a parabola. A is less than 1, so it's going to be opening down or to the left. Since the axis of symmetry is x equals -5. Right. And it says it's less than 1, so it's going to be opening down like this. Okay, so let's see. That's going to make it x plus 5 squared, so y equals that, plus 2. Okay, and then we're going to have 1 over 4p here. And we know it's going to be a negative because it's opening down. Okay. This is my a value here. All right. So what do we need? Okay. So you may or may not remember that the lattice rectum is the if you're going from the focus, right? It's the distance across, right? And it's parallel to the directrix. Okay, for yourself. So this whole thing is 1. Okay. Now also remember that because this is going sideways, and that this is basically creating for you a square. All right, and so, well, I'm sorry, a rectangle, right? And that this distance right here is 2p because this is p and that's p, so that's 2p. So we know that's 2p. And since all points on a parabola are equidistant from the focus and the direction, so that this is 2p and that's 2p. So this whole thing is 4p. Hey, look, 4p is 1. So that tells me that it's negative there. Okay, so I don't really need to solve for p because I can see that this whole thing is 4p, and again, that's 4p because this is 2p, p here. So since this is parallel to this, that's 2p. Since this point is equidistant from the directrix and the focus, this is also 2p. All right. Since the lattice rectum, this whole thing then would be 2p here and 2p here. That's 4p. So 4p equals 1 from the given information, and so I could just put that in there. So I could find p as 1/4, but I just don't have to. Right? So there's my equation for number 10.